Hi guys, Jack Milner here at fourwheelerbetting.co.uk having a look at the second day of the Cheltenham Open Meeting. Friday, big day for the bookmakers. You think Blackburn was well punted and Nicky Henderson, Barty Garrity's good thing in the last. Bad day for the punters, a cracking day for the Philip Hobshyard. Treble on the card, including Champagne West getting a quote of 20-1 for the RSA Chase. I'd worry about him on good ground. And similarly, Balthazar King, 25s from 33s after defending his cross-country chase. Crown. Treble on the card for Hobbs and Johnson. I think they've got another great chance to go in the 3-mile novices chase with Sausalito Sunrise. 11th of all, second favourite, but he looks a big old boat of a horse. I think he's going to be something like a national hunt chase horse with a view to the festival later on in March. He was successful on his debut of fences last month at Chepstow on soft ground. He'll go on the ground, he'll stay all day, and I think he's a cracking bet to take on King's Palace. The Pipe Yard have hit the crossbar a couple of times. 2 seconds today, including Night Wild Wheaton in the finale. And a well-punted 6-1 joint favourite in the 2-mile handicap chase earlier. But I don't think they're in the best of form. King's Palace, cracking of a timber, credit where he's due. He won twice at the track last term, but both on good ground, zipped over his hurdles. But you worry about him on this soft ground. He looked legless when he fell in the Albert Bartlett last year. Tom Scudamore just looked, he said the tank pretty much emptied quickly. And 3 miles, a furlong and a half, you've got to remember that's an extra 300 yards he's got to take. He's got to be taken on. Creepy, I think, similarly won't stay. 11-4 for this Hobshyard in unbelievable form. He has to be a bet. As does Buywise in the feature. I'm on this. I can't get my words out. I hold this horse very close to my heart. I'm on at 14s on D-Post. I think he's an absolute machine. If you look at how poorly he jumps, yeah, he still won well at the meeting last April. I did a Cheltenham preview with Evan Williams down at Chepstow the week before the festival. He said this was his biggest chance of a winner. He was backed for the novice handicap chase, 16s from 25s. He was tanking through the race bar. Horrible mistake 2 out. Like all good each-way bets, he finished 1 out of the placings. But he made up for it the month after April when Paul Maloney, giving the outside up to no one, just went completely around the houses and absolutely hacked up in a cracking spin round hurdles at Ludlow. Again, going up against Nicky Henderson's Smart Area 51, rated 105 on the flat. He's had the best preparation. I think Evan Williams is waiting for the boys and girls back on to get a fair price on him. And I think sometimes going to go 8-1, 5 places tomorrow morning. It has to be gobbled up. And I do think he's the most likely winner. One more horse with this cracking racing elsewhere, Punchestown, Uttoxeter and Wetherby. I had a nice run on the card last year with no planning. Sue Smith's likeable chase. And there's another one called Shouldhaveboughtgold for Will Kinsley. This thing absolutely dotted up last week on a nice card at Carlisle where I shut the front door, was getting quotes for the Gold Cup. But he was a really big eye catcher, winning well under James Reeve. I think he won by about 12 lengths. Key to him's the ground. He's an out-and-out stayer. Reeve keeps the ride. He runs under a £7 penalty. And I think he's a cracking price at 3-1 to beat the favourite. What a Warriors won. He won 1 and he was about to win a second before falling at the last one, a 2-zone favourite last week. But he's at a career high mark and he's never won on soft ground. So we're going to have him to round out a Trixie with Shouldhaveboughtgold, Buywise and Sausalito Sunrise. Be lucky.